Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Delta Soapbox, where I just talk about whatever's on my mind. So, strap in. Today, I think I want to talk about why everybody needs a hobby. I think it's a really important subject. I don't think it's emphasized enough in today's society and overall culture, at least not in the US. And I think it's something worth talking about. So, here we go. Everybody needs a hobby, and that could range from, I don't know, rowing to chess to reading books or comics or something. Now, I am a pretty big nerd, not gonna lie. I love video games. I've been gaming since I was like, I don't know, 5 or 6. I'm 33 now, so it's a good amount of time that I've been gaming. I I follow the industry currently. Actually, since I'm on the subject, I have a podcast with a buddy of mine that we do every single week. If you're interested in hearing me talk more on the internet, then you can go and check out Boone Syndication. I'll put a link to that in the video and in the description. So if you're interested, you can go check that out. I'm actually going to be recording another episode after I get done doing this. So yeah, so hobbies. Everybody needs a hobby, and it's for a variety of reasons. The biggest one, in my opinion, is mental health. I think if you just go to work, come home, maybe if you're married and have kids like myself, take care of the kids, spend time with the wife, and then you just go to bed, wake up the next morning, do it all over again. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that is kind of the treadmill of life that most people are on. But not a lot of people have a hobby that they truly love. And I'll just use myself for an example, just to start. I absolutely love weightlifting. I can't get enough of it. The inception of that was from when I was trying to get into the New York State Troopers. You have to pass a physical. If I remember correctly, it was 60 sit-ups in a minute, a minimum of 40 push-ups without stopping, and you needed to be able to run a mile and a half in no time under or over rather 11 minutes and 30 seconds. So while I was training for that, I was going to the gym all the time because I had to get ready for this physical. Because once you do it, it's one and done. There's no do-overs, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to do the run, so I had to defer my time and then waited a while, and I had to come back and take it, when I was ready. So my personal hobby is weightlifting and really just working out overall. I really, really, really like to work out for two main reasons. Number one is because it just makes me feel good. There's really no other way around that. It makes me feel good. It clears my head. It does a lot of things for me mentally that people pay to go to therapy for, get on a medication or whatever. And I probably don't have to tell this to a lot of people, but it is scientifically proven that rigorous exercise is more effective than like an SSRI or something if you have mental health issues that you're taking medication for. And nothing against SSRIs. I'm sure that people get plenty of positive benefits out of it, and it's a medication that people need, and that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is that I'm sure the majority of people that are on these medications, they don't also have a rigorous exercise routine that they do day over day or even week over week. I think that a lot of mental turmoil can be taken out of the equation just by virtue of breaking a sweat like once or maybe every other day. It's really, really, really tangibly beneficial. So that's number one. It makes me feel really good. Number two, I just like to be fucking strong. I don't know how else to say it. My favorite exercise by far is the bench press, and every time I get done with a heavy lift, it always makes me feel just better about myself, my well-being. If I get a really good lift during a session, then I really, at the risk of sounding cheesy, I just feel like a badass. Like there's no other way for me to put it. It's just the mental gratification that I get out of it. But I think that working out, exercising, I do also like to run because, for like I just said, the trooper test, you had to do a mile and a half run. I started running like almost every day, and I quickly realized that every time I ran and then went to work shortly thereafter, I was always just in a much better mood. Like obviously one thing has to do with the other, but I didn't really appreciate just how much my mood improved after not even weightlifting, but like specifically running for that day and then going to work afterward. I was just feeling much better about life, much better about myself. It was very difficult to make me angry or annoyed or, insert negative adjective emotion here. Um, and I think that could do a lot for a lot of people. But it's really tough to start. So if you're waiting on a sign and you're watching this, this is your sign. Go and work out. It'll be nothing but beneficial for you. But that's my personal hobby. Like I said, I also really like to play video games, but that's a hobby that can be both good and bad. I used to play a lot of Destiny 2 before Sony and Bungie took it out behind the shed and put a fucking bullet in its head. Um, the reason why I like Destiny so much, not to go off on another little tangent, but uh, there is nothing else on the gaming market quite like it, even now. My favorite thing to do was to raid, and if you don't know, it's you and five other people go into different combat encounters and arenas and try to solve puzzles while trying to stay alive. And there was nothing in gaming that was as fun as that. I was so into it that I would play every raid like the first week it came out before the weekly reset. I got my 3 or 4 different raid jackets from Bungie, and they are in my closet in their own respective sleeves. And I think I'm just waiting and getting like shadow boxes for all of them so I can display them. But that is, I thought that was so cool, and it just played perfectly into my number one hobby, which is gaming. And it was just like the most fun thing to do. But I also had other hobbies prior to that. I really like to ride. I had a motorcycle for a while. Several years ago, I had to sell it to be able to afford an apartment. Then I had kids, and then you can guess what happened after that. So that was a big one for me, but that had to go away, at least for now. I'm still going to get something, a couple years down the line when I can afford it. My kids are a little grown, and I don't have to worry about like leaving them fatherless. Not that that's ever, never going to be a thought on my mind, but not really the time with young kids and motorcycles. So that was another one of my hobbies. Another one was I really loved training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I did that for about a year and a half until it became um, financially untenable, and then I had to stop that, and I haven't gone back. And that was like 10 years ago at this point. My two biggest things that I miss from like hobby life is motorcycles and jiu-jitsu. Those were just everything to me. Um, Working out in the gym, that kind of replaced jiu-jitsu. It was the next best thing, a lot cheaper. So that kind of filled that void, at least for the time being. But everybody should be able to find something that they really enjoy, that they wind up becoming good at, because when you're good at something, kind of gives you a sense of purpose, and it feels good to be good at something, and anybody can attest to that. So if you try your hand at different things, I hope you find something, because having a hobby is just super, super, super important. You can't just go to work, come home, go to sleep, wake up the next morning and do it all over again, especially if you hate your job. If you hate your job, number one, I feel sorry for you. And number two, I mean, it's a really, really difficult rut to get out of. You have to really know what you want and try to go after it. So that's another reason for a hobby. If you hate your job, then you need something on your off time that is going to act as the release valve to allow you to blow off some steam and to feel better about yourself and to be good at something that's not mundane and boring like work might be. And it can be tough to find a hobby. You might not click with a lot of things at first, but there's so much stuff out there that it's worth to continue the pursue, to keep on trying to find something that really resonates with you. I mean, there's a lot of things that I still want to do. I would love to learn an instrument. I would absolutely love to learn an instrument. I'm a really big music fan, and I think it would just be awesome to learn how to play the guitar and to be able to shred. That's something that I'll get to eventually in my life. I'm still pretty young. Like I said, I'm 33, so I have plenty of time. Can wait for my kids to be grown, and I'll take up an instrument. I'll probably end up doing guitar just because I fucking love rock music. I actually just got a Guns N' Roses tattoo, so that it would mean a lot to me. It would just be really cool and it'd be something else to do aside from playing video games and working out. What else would I like to do? I would like to take up archery. I think archery would be pretty cool. I know in my last video I was talking about how much I really love firearms and I would really love to shoot. That's something else that I would love to just dive into head first and maybe even compete a little bit, because I think I have really good aim, and there's only one way to find out is to put it to the tests and competitions and against other people and yada yada yada. So that's something else that I would like to do. But my point being, you got to find a hobby. It's super important. It'll really help you in almost every aspect of your life because, like I said, it'll give you a sense of purpose, and it's really, really, really good to be good at something, and to be good at something that you're really into. That you can't really put a price on that. So, just my short, quick weekly wisdom video that I wanted to put out. If anybody out there gets anything out of this, that's all I could ask for. If you have a topic that you would want me to talk about, then leave a comment. I'd be happy to go over it. I think I might start uploading some gaming videos and just to talk about the different things that I like in the world of video games. I really into Helldivers 2 right now, Battlefield 6, Warhammer 40k Darktide. I am over the moon about. I think that game is one of the most underrated first-person shooters in the industry right now. And there's no shortage of videos on YouTube that talk about that, but maybe I'll throw my hat in the ring. I don't know. So if you got something out of this, then that's all I'm looking for. And with that being said, I will see everyone in the next video. All right, peace.